Consider this part 2 of the best items I own on sale. This is part of a recurring series I share every year around the Black Friday sales, and it really serves as an opportunity to share mini reviews of some of my most worn and most loved items in my wardrobe, in addition to some of the things that I'm just generally very excited about. Where I can, I will try to highlight the offers available, but some of these are speculative because I'm basing it off of what I saw in previous years. So basically consider this a one to keep an eye out for any sales that are not currently live. I will go by categories, that makes the most sense to me. So I will pop on screen here a little timestamp menu if you'd like to skip ahead to any single part, but I will also have timestamps for every single item down in the description box below, along with links to everything. So I thought we could start with jewelry, as many retailers will only discount during the Black Friday sales. And the first one that kind of comes to mind is Lingerie, though I did notice that this year they did a couple of additional sale offers throughout the year, and I have actually just got my jewelry box here so I can pull out some of my favorites. I didn't include this on my wishlist post, I realized afterwards, but one of the things I would really like to buy from their sale is some additional links or hoops for these Stevie earrings. These are great because you can really customize them and adjust the look and create even asymmetrical kind of combinations as well, depending on the different links that you have. So they have, I think they've got solid gold, then they've got gold vermeil, and then they have the sterling silver. I just have the plain sterling silver hoops, and I'm hoping to get one of their, I think they might be resin or stone hoops to attach here. Of course, the dome cuff is one of my favorites, and I have this funny feeling that this has been discontinued, though they do have other cuffs in a very similar sort of a style. And then I always recommend it at the earlobe ring. This is by far one of my favorite things I've ever gotten from Lingerie, and I do have it in both the garnet and the citron, which is a nice little combination, the two paired together. Now I believe that this year Lingerie are doing 30% off. This sale hasn't actually started at the time I'm filming this. I believe early access begins on the 20th, so I'm really trying to get ahead here. But I really tend to gravitate more towards their sterling silver and 14 karat gold pieces. So the next brand I want to mention is Linjer, and I mean I do have an ongoing relationship with them. I've worked with them for many years, but their jewelry is just so classic, it's so elegant, so beautiful. And last year they did up to, I think it was 60% off site-wide, and I believe the code that I have, which I think it is Linjer X Jamie, that gives you an additional discount on top. So nice to kind of stack that and save a little bit more. One of my favorite pieces is the, I believe it's called the Fleur necklace. It is something that reminds me of a necklace my mum used to have. It is this twisted chain of flat links which really glisten and capture the sun in the most exquisite, delightful way. But then I have so many other favorite rings, like the Ilse ring Luxe. I just think is so interesting with the different shaped stones. I love this organic nature to much of my jewelry. All of their diamonds are lab-grown diamonds, which is really nice because they're exactly the same in every way as a mined diamond, except they are ethical, which is really nice. So those are probably my top favorites from Linjer. Oh, and I love their Mathilde earrings as well, which has the organic hoop and then the Baroque pearl. So pretty. And Monica Veneta is another one of those brands I've loved for many years, and the pieces I really adore are definitely a little bit more organic in shape. So we have this gold vermeil cuff, and it's really quite weighty and solid, and it has a hinge mechanism which stays really nice and secure, fastened to the wrist. But then I also love these chunky organic hoops as well. They have quite a bit of presence on the ear, which is really nice. If you are someone with a warmer tone complexion, you'll find that these suit you really well, whereas the 14 karat gold, I think they do 18 karat gold plating. The 14 karat gold, which you get at Lingerie or Linjer, I find tends to suit all skin tones. Perhaps one of my most asked about items of late is this beautiful necklace from Elvis et Moi. So this is actually made, designed, crafted here in Sydney, and the founder, she's originally from France, and I just think that this is so fun. It's really playful while feeling classic at the same time. It's gold-filled jewelry, and you can obviously select the initial that you have on here. Feels really well made, and again, another one of those things I get a lot of compliments on every single time that I wear this, and she has 20% off for her Black Friday sale, so definitely a good time to buy. I really like the beaded necklaces that she sells as well. Now, Heaven Mayhem have 30% off everything and up to 70% off some things, which are older styles, and I did place an order in the end. I got a pair of earrings and a tassel necklace, which I'm very excited to arrive, and I'd say probably my favorite piece I have from them. All of their jewelry is stainless steel and it's plated and it is tarnish resistant. So I'm wearing some little Art Deco style earrings right now, but I really like the baby knot earrings. I did have a discussion about the brand and kind of my hesitancy for spending so much on what is essentially costume jewelry in a previous video. You know, Instagram brands, are they any good? And this has definitely been a brand that I've been pleasantly surprised by, and I think part of that comes to my skepticism. I think the watch I got from them is just okay, like the quality is fine, but the strap is quite short for my small wrist. But the earrings, they have far exceeded my expectations, so I've been pretty chuffed with those. Another jewelry piece I have, which often gets questions, is this necklace from By Alona. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they will be doing something for Black Friday. Most brands are this year, and this is probably my favorite piece I have from them. I also have some earrings as well with a Baroque pearl drop, but so pretty with the little pearl beads, which were all organically shaped. My daughter is obsessed. She keeps trying to steal this, but that's definitely one to keep an eye out on. And then something else a little bit more fun, Adina Eden. I have some more classic kind of pieces. These are definitely more costume jewelry, but these cute little strawberry dangle earrings. Fun fact about me, but the very first website that I ever launched was when I was 13, and it was strawberry.net, but strawberry spelled straw and then B-E-R-R-I-E. So strawberries are one of those things, an emblem that I'm quite fond of for that reason, because I think if I'd never had an interest in coding, I probably never would have been sharing videos on the internet and being able to connect with so many of you. So I love these little studs as well, and they've got the little crystals on them. Again, so fun. Something I think my daughter eventually gets her ears pierced when she's older. She'll probably want to steal those, but they have 50% off, and I'll do some cutaways of some of the other pieces I have from the brand. Oh, and you might have clocked it, but I have this beautiful bracelet in white gold and then the 14 karat gold from Audrey Rose, and last year they did 20% off, so I'd kind of anticipate that they're going to do the same again this year. It is so nice, and again, something that reminds me a lot of, you know, I love this element of nostalgia, and that's often what I'm seeking, especially my jewelry pieces. This feels like something my mum used to have, and she quite often had jewelry that was a mix of white gold and gold, so something very special, and I keep that on my wrist all the time at the moment. It's kind of part of my everyday stack, if you will. And last one to share, you might have seen me wearing these earrings before. They're quite the statement. I love the little pearl drop and the fact that they're asymmetric. They're from Mignon Gavagan, and I just think they're so fun. The fact that you've kind of got this organic texture to the earrings. I really love the impact, the wow factor these have. Perfect for the festive season as well. So they currently have a sale on at the moment. They've got up to 60% off, and I believe that runs until the start of December. All right, let's do bags next. And one that I'm absolutely speculating will be on sale is the Little Lifner belted bucket tote. I love this bag so much. The visual impact, the wow factor of the belted design at the front, the fact that the interior is a light canvas so you can actually find things, and the size. The size is phenomenal. It actually fits a 13-inch laptop in it very comfortably, though obviously with something so heavy, if you really fill it up, it is going to add a bit of pressure on the shoulder because of the width of the strap, but I don't find it anything that I can't bear. If you are walking, you know, 30 minutes plus and you've got that weight on your shoulder, you may find it very cumbersome, but overall, I've been really happy with this. I got asked by Leanne, which, hello, whether I preferred the Little Lifner belted bag or the Totem belted bucket tote, or whatever it's called. And I said this one 100%. And I think it comes down to the fact that it feels a little bit more relaxed. It doesn't feel quite so refined and so elegant. So last year they did 20% off all their black bags, and this year I know something is coming, I just don't know the details. Then Bob Orr Collection, I feel like a really underrated bag brand, and I have a few new styles from there which I really love. This one here, it kind of feels like it must be inspired by the row or something, but a really cute smaller bucket style bag with a smooth leather exterior. It actually has this pouch on the inside, which is great for ensuring your belongings, you know, stay in there really nice and secure, because it is just one open compartment. And I really love the stainless steel hardware as well. You can kind of see it's got this hinge movement for the strap, a really decent shoulder drop as well. And then the other style I have is kind of like a cross between the Totem T-Lock and then the Rodeo from Balenciaga, don't you think? I was using this recently, and of course I got questions about it, but I really like this. I think it's a nice size. It does also come with a shoulder strap as well, which attaches from the inside, so you don't have the visible strap on the outside, and lovely little smooth lock there. Their bags are always really beautiful quality. The pebbled leather feels really nice. I definitely feel like you're getting what you pay for, and they have 20% off. So also the woven tote they do is really stunning. Another one of my favorite bag additions of the year, and this was part of a partnership, but it's been one of my most worn in total for 2025. This is the Gather bag, and I think it is either 12 or 15% off. Songmont have up to 20% off, and it's not all of their bags, it's a selected edit, but this is definitely in there, and I do have the beaded charm on there, which adds a lot. I got asked a question about how the leather is wearing, and I hope in the cutaways that it has captured the red undertone. You can definitely see it on the corner, and I'm noticing it here on the strap as well. It's kind of got a plummy red tone to it, or tinge I would say, though it feels a lot more visible down the bottom of the strap here where it rubs a lot against the bag when I'm kind of throwing it over my shoulder. This is a really good size. It's got a decent capacity, though I will say it can sometimes be a bit awkward to get things out because you really want to stretch the opening in order to get things in and out of there, but it feels really secure, and it does have this funny little pocket in here in the front, though I will admit I've never ever used it. Would be a good place to store your gloves in the wintertime though. I definitely mentioned this bag last year. It's one of my favorite ever purchases in the bag category. It's from Madewell, their belted bucket tote. You cannot go wrong. This is such a fabulous bag. Can be worn crossbody, fits a laptop. It's really soft and slouchy, and it kind of falls on itself when it's got nothing in it. So I've got kind of some shoes in there at the moment that are helping make it look a little bit more full, a little bit less sort of slouchy, but it wears really well. You definitely get some visible scratches and things, but overall I have just been so delighted with this bag, and it comes in quite a few different colors as well. I think the chocolate raisin is really nice. It's an unassuming, versatile neutral. I've been talking about fabric a little bit recently, but I did just want to give another moment to the Brera convertible tote, which again, one of my favorite bags of 2025. It is so incredibly capacious. I love it, and it's really quite functional too. I mean, it can hold a laptop in there. I actually traveled with this to New Zealand recently, and I could fit another handbag inside of here as well for a smaller one for every day, which was very handy. I kind of use that as my cosmetics bag on the plane, but it has a really sturdy magnet which helps keep it closed. And the cool thing about this is that the interior is lined with suede, and you can reverse this. You can also cinch in the shape as well, so it has more of a squared tote style shape, or triangular should I say, angled in rather than angled out, but the quality of it is really beautiful. It's designed by Valeria Masai, and she's originally from Bottega, and she had a hand in kind of designing a lot of those iconic bags that Bottega is still known for now, and it has a little mirror as well, which is nice, handy if you ever need it. Such a great bag. They are doing their Black Friday sale. It's up to 50% off store-wide, and then you can get an extra $50 off bag purchases of 300 or more with the code 2Jamie50. So yes, that's a good little steal, and that was something I got as part of a partnership with them, but clearly an absolute winner. Again, I have a couple of bags from Oleada. This is the other bag brand I wanted to mention. They have 30% off site-wide, and probably my favorite bag from them is the mini anchor bag. Reminds me a little bit of Loro Piana in a way. I have the black with the chalk and black zipper silver hardware. What's quite cool about this bag is that it can be worn multiple different ways. So you can wear it as a top handle, crossbody, shoulder bag, or alternatively, and you can see here on the back, it's got the hooks there so that you can turn it into a backpack. Though I'm not really a backpack girl, I always worry someone's gonna pinch something from my backpack while I'm wandering around. I'm probably being highly cautious. The interior is a light color too, which I love because we can see what we're looking for, and that's a luxurious microfiber suede effect. It has a pocket. I mean, it's quite a decent size actually, surprisingly large despite it's tiny but mighty. So that's really beautiful. This is leather, and then they recently sent me this. It is their hobo tote, and the lining in this is phenomenal. Look at that. Look at that bright red. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of the Mansour Gabrielle bucket bags, which I had a million years ago, though I went with the ballerine pink interior, though the flammer red was just very, very striking. This does have a little hook closure at the top, and what's quite cool is that you can adjust this to wear it multiple different ways. So I have it just on the longer strap, so I can wear it crossbody or on the shoulder, but it comes with a shorter shoulder strap, so you can wear it closer to the body if you prefer. I mean, the suede is such beautiful quality, and then combined with the leather base, which is quite structured, so it stands up on its own, but then it has a similar floppiness to the Madewell one, though this is much larger. It does fit a laptop, and then it also has this little pouch too, which you can connect to the bag and put your your valuables in, which is nice. And you know, if you're heading out for lunch and this is your work bag, then you just take this with you to get your things if you don't have Apple Pay. So yes, Oleada 30% off, and then I want to move into shoes, and then we'll do other accessories at the end. Now this might surprise you, but probably one of my favorite shoe additions of late have been the Yancey Sneakerinas from Vivaya, and they have a tiered discount, which I think ties back to how many pairs you purchase, and it's up to 30% off. These are so unbelievably comfortable. So they have a suede effect finish on the toe, and then you've got the nylon here, recycled nylon, and then they're really, really flexible. I mean, you can see that they pack down so easily for travel. They come with two different lace options, and mine are really grubby, so please don't mind that, because I wore them on a little mini hike with the family over the weekend, and I haven't thrown them in the wash yet, but I do wear these quite a lot, at least 2 times a week, and it's kind of like bouncing around without shoes on, but in a way that feels comfortable. So really nice, and I do recommend going up a full size with these. Perfect if you have wide feet. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong, and I'm really eyeing up the black pairs. I feel like that would be a nice option to switch out from the white. And Tony Bianco, they tend to do kind of 20 or 30% off for their Black Friday sales. It's not active at the time that I'm filming, but I wanted to share these loafers. I think they're called the Gatsby. These are very clearly a dupe for the Row, and I kind of wanted to highlight them for that reason. They come in a lot of different colors, and I suspect these are one of their, and I have a feeling these are one of their best selling styles. I was surprised at actually how generously cut they were across the foot, having a wider foot, and my last experience with a pair of dupe shoes from them, they were far, far too narrow. So very, very comfortable, though I did go up to a 10 because I didn't have a 9, and they're a little bit generous in the toe, but they fit so nicely across the foot that I'm not really bothered, and I feel like an insole would help to kind of alleviate any issues with that, though they don't feel like they're going to fall off my feet. They feel very secure. I'm happy for the room, should I say that. The heel is also a really nice heel height as well, so these are great. The suede is just, it's so soft and supple. Really beautiful, zero break-in required with these, and I have been toying with whether or not I get the lizard leather pair. And also, just for a bit of context, these were a pre-Black Friday sale purchase for me, and clearly I'm so incredibly delighted with them, which is why I had to mention them. At the other end of the spectrum, shoe-wise, flip-flops, leather flip-flops, still a big trend in my eyes, and I wanted to mention these because they're one of my most worn as of late. I love the mock croc leather. They come in a few different colors as well in the square toe design, but you'll probably be quite familiar with Tiki's for their classic lily liner flip-flops, which are just a really minimal flip-flop with a very bendy, flexible sole. These I got in a European 40 or the US 9, and I don't know if I just happened on this by chance, but I was on the website and they have a VIP section with a sale and it's 25% off. I will put the link to that specific page. I don't think it's meant to be public, but I stumbled across it. And of course I had to share. They're really comfortable. I think I got some minor pinching when I first started wearing them, but they broke in very, very quickly. So definitely a great option for leather flip-flops, and I like the fact that they do have that texture to them. My wide feet friendly video is coming really soon, but quite a few of these recommendations are definitely suitable for those with wide feet. So Margot, I was on their website and they had a bit of a coming soon for their Black Friday sale. I think they might have done 20-25% off last year. I really love their low-heeled ballerinas. These have a squared off toe, which definitely makes them feel a little bit more modern, really, really walkable, really comfortable. I have also had the flat ballerinas, and I will say those fit a lot wider than the wide version of the heeled ballerinas. So I wish I had gone up a half size in these. I think that would have just given me a little bit of extra room, but they are really well fitting on my foot. I'm very, very pleased with these. The leather is so comfortable. It's firm and sturdy, but it's given a lot. It's really stretched and molded to the shape of my foot. Very, very nice, and I think with that discount, because they are a little bit more expensive, I feel like that makes them slightly more accessible. And then another leather flip-flop, kind of going from one end of the spectrum to the other, right? These are a Emery, again, a really nice wide foot friendly option. I think they did 30% off for Black Friday last year, and I'm really hoping they do again. I may end up exploring their website. I feel like I give a free pass to myself to do that. These are the Flora sandals. They've got a really nice kind of paddle shape across the top of the foot, so you have a lot of space there, especially if you have bunions or anything like that. I will say, even after wearing these as much as I have, I do occasionally get the odd kind of rubbing. It's not overly uncomfortable, but it is just something worth noting that they do take a little bit more breaking in than the Tiki's sandals, which might explain why I wear the Tiki's ones a little bit more. They fit true to size though, and the quality of them is really, really beautiful. Definitely a nice brand if you're looking for kind of beautiful minimalist sandals that are cut wider. A couple of belts now, because if there's one accessory everyone should have in their wardrobe, it is a good belt, because it's seasonless and something that can completely transform the feel of an outfit. This one is from Lily Silk, and it's a burgundy color that kind of has a bit of a chocolate tinge to it, I would say. The buckle is a really yellow gold tone, so kind of similar in hue to the Monica Vinader jewellery, if that helps to serve as a benchmark. I really love the polished, shiny, smooth feel of the leather here. It's been a belt I've really enjoyed wearing. It's so nice, and I think the price, even when it's not on sale, is really reasonable. I think it's under $80 US, and they have up to 70% off. I feel like the blanket code is maybe for 25% off, so even that is really, really good value for money. And then the other belt I have is from Tuckernuck, and so they have 25% off site wide, and this is a really nice little leather belt that is more of a skinnier style, so great for wearing with a wide pant, because then you've kind of got this contradiction between the skinny belt and then the wider, looser, or more voluminous shape of the trouser. This has more of a champagne buckle. Here you go, maybe you can compare the two. More of a champagne buckle, kind of feels a bit Art Deco in nature. Really, really nice. I wear the size extra small, and then I have the Lily Silk one in a size small. I forgot to grab it before filming, but Janessa Leone currently have 30% off, and that includes this headscarf I have, which is an alpaca wool blend. It is so cozy. I feel like this is a really perfect gifting idea, especially for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. Basically, it's a beanie with a scarf attached to it, and I just think that this whole concept is utterly genius, and that is currently 30% off. I wanted to round this out with some miscellaneous items. So Lingerie, Stripe and Stare, their sale has begun, and I can't remember what their final discount is going to be, but I'll pop it on screen. I love their bras and their underwear. It's kind of all I want to wear because it is incredibly comfortable. It is the type that just sits nicely on the body. It doesn't ride up. If you know, you know. And I really like their bralettes because I think that they are so pretty and delicate. So this one here is one of their seasonal ones that they've got. It's got the stars on it in a mesh with the lace, and their lace is eco lace, so it's recycled lace, which is really lovely. And I do have the ones which are the sheer lace, which are very, very pretty. They're a little bit more risque. And then their classic triangle bra. This one has the lining, so you do have a little bit more coverage. over the chest. I get these in a size small. I basically have nothing going on, but I like these because they make me feel very, very pretty, and the knickers themselves are so good. They're basically what I'm wearing every single day. I go up to a medium, though I think the small would be all right. I just feel like they fit me a little bit better. And actually, I will just mention, I have done an entire Substack dedicated to the top 10 brands for bralettes. If you are looking for lovely wire-free options to wear that are comfortable, then we have this one here from Nala, which I love because it kind of has this push-up effect. Very unassuming just to hold it here, but it really gives you a lot of support and a lot of lift. And yeah, one that would be nice to wear under more of a low-cut top. We've got a bit of cleavage on show because it creates cleavage, even if there's none there. The final lingerie brand I wanted to mention is Ilse, and I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they're doing something for Black Friday, and I just wanted to mention it because it is more of a luxury brand, and to me, these Black Friday sales are a good time to buy those more, you know, special undergarments, that sort of thing. This little bralette here, definitely one of my favorites. It's the one that I consider to be really, really elegant. It feels so comfortable to wear. It's really, really soft and silky to the touch, and then the lace trim around the edge. Very, very pretty. Obviously, I won't be trying any of these on for you, but you can imagine from the model pictures how nice they all are. And then I also wanted to mention some socks. So Swedish Stockings currently have their Black Friday sale running, and theirs is up to 70% off. So all of my favorite socks are from there. And I really like these as a way to add some visual interest to an outfit, especially where you've kind of got your ankles on show, and to bridge the gap between the hem of your pants or your skirt and your shoes. So my favorites have to be these ruffled lace sheer stocking socks. But then I also have these merino wool ones, which are really, really nice because they're a lot higher. And I don't know if you can tell, but they are ribbed, so they have a lovely texture to them. They're so warm. They wash really, really well. I just couldn't be more thrilled. So those are kind of my knickers and sock recommendations. And then I wanted to end this with a travel bag recommendation, the Low & Sons Catalina Deluxe. I have this and it is such a good size, especially for a long weekend away. It's canvas, so it feels really kind of robust, durable, like you can just throw it around and not be worried. And it's 60% off, so it's been marked down to $90. I don't know if this means that maybe they are reimagining it, but it's kind of the bag that really allowed me to discover Low & Sons as a brand, and they do a lot of really exceptional travel bags, so bags that are designed to be worn both for real life and for traveling. So I think lots of pockets, just really well thought out. So I wanted to mention that one too. And yes, that is the last thing I had on my list to share with you as part of this very, very long roundup of all the things that I very much love and think are worth spending money on, or maybe just highlighting in a bit of a review for anyone who has been curious. If you have any other questions, anything I did not mention in this video, then please feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you in a timely manner. If this is the first video of mine that you have stumbled across, welcome, and I'd love for you to subscribe. I share a lot of brand reviews, not too dissimilar to this one, in addition to styling advice and how to make the most of your wardrobe. I've had a few additional videos go up recently, and I'm just so grateful that you chose to spend some of your day with me. I hope you enjoy the week ahead, and a reminder that you don't have to buy anything in the Black Friday sales. There's always another one right around the corner, and even if there's not, you can wait till next year. I'll see you again soon with a brand new video. Thanks for watching. Bye.